What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I Talk Hoops. Today, we're going to be starting our off-season stuff. Kind of had to decompress from the season, but today we're going to have our first version of my three favorite draft picks at the Grizzlies position. So, this will change over the week. We're going to do this every Friday from here into the draft time. And we're going to see how it goes. But every hero needs their theme music.
KeyAno.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demarest back and let's go, boy. Eat that.
Well, we got about 5 weeks until the draft starts. And we're going to get into what I think 5 weeks out, 3 picks that I like today for the Memphis Grizzlies. And with this draft, especially in the range that the Grizzlies are in, things will change daily for me because there's a lot of guys that I like in this draft, especially for the fit on the Grizzlies. So before we get into this, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notification, and like this video. It will help us with the YouTube algorithm. Please and thank you. So the first guy that we're going to talk about, as you can see, we have the picks rolling around. And what we're going to do with this how we're going to do this is we're going to use Tankathon, of course, for this exercise, at least for today. Next week, we might use another. We might use ESPN. Next week, we might use CBS. It's whatever. We're just picking a mock draft, and we're using that. So this week, we're using Tankathon. So we're going to pick from the pool of players that are available at the Grizzlies pick. That means at pick 22, the Grizzlies will be able to pick all the players that weren't taken 1 through 21. And at 27, they'll be able to take all the players that weren't taken 1 through 26. And at pick 47, they'll be able to take all the players that weren't taken 1 through 46 on the Tankathon mock draft. So there you go. Those are the only rules. And we're going to get on to it right now. So the first pick that I have at pick number 22 for the Memphis Grizzlies is Marshawn Beauchamp. Yeah. From the G League Ignite, a 6.5 foot guard with a 7 foot and 3/4 inch wingspan. I think he had a crazy 8 foot 10 inch standing reach. And this is a guy that I have liked all through the draft process. And he's one of the power wings that I like. It's a guy who's kind of physical out there, especially on defense on the wing. Now, the only thing that he doesn't have, as you can see with his stats, he doesn't have the three-point shooting. He shot 24% on a very few makes, 24%. But as you can see, he finishes well, shot 57% overall from the field, had a 64% or a 63.5% true shooting percentage, which is fantastic. And you got to remember, he was playing in the G League against grown men, and with the three-point line backed up. Now, other than that, he rebounds well. As you can see, his per-game averages, he played 36 minutes per game. So his per-game averages are right around his 36 minutes. He grabs 7.3 rebounds per game, which is phenomenal. And, playing in our system with Jaren Jackson, who's likely going to eventually be the only center on the floor, it's good to have good rebounders at all other positions. 2.5 assists, only 2.3 turnovers, which is very good. A positive assist-turnover ratio is what I look for. Only 0.6 blocks for somebody so athletic, which wasn't too good, but, he's playing in a professional league. And 1.5 steals per game. He's going to be 20 years old on draft night. And, I think he'll be his birthday, as you can see, is October 12th, 2001. So he'll be 21 when the season starts. Now, this is a guy that, like I said, I've liked throughout the draft process. His offensive game is kind of blossoming right now. It got better as the season went on, his off the dribble game and all that kind of stuff. And if you haven't followed his story, he actually went to a finishing school after high school, ended up going to junior high school, and then ended up going to the G League Elite. So only college he had was junior college. But yeah, I really, really do like Marjon Beauchamp, and I think he would be a good fit on the bench of the Memphis Grizzlies. He's one of those guys I want to expand, and I guess one day I'll do a video on what I vision the team building with John Jaren and Bain and all that. But he is part of that vision, and I would really like to have him at pick number 22. But I think he'll go sooner than that. But you never know. In this draft, man, these guys are so bunched up, you never know. At 29, the Grizzlies have the 29th pick. I would have the Grizzlies selecting Jalen Williams from Santa Clara. Not to be mistaken from the Jalen Williams, Jaylin from Arkansas, the center, who I do like also. But this is from Santa Clara, 6'5" and 3/4 inch height, small forward, 7'2" and 1/4 inch wingspan, crazy long. This is a guy that plays on the ball. It's looking like he might not even be available at 29, but you see they got him at 30s, in the 30s on this mock draft. So I'm taking him. But he's a guy that can play on the ball, basically play point guard for Santa Clara. As you can see, he had real good shooting percentages, 51% from the field, basically 40% from three-point range, 81% from free throw line. This is a guy I wouldn't mind even taking 22 if it seems like that's the climate of the game. He had a true shooting percentage of 60%, 4.4 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. I would say basically playing point guard. And this is the kind of guy I envision backing up Ja Morant at point guard long term. This is a guy that can play shooting guard. He can play small forward. He's got the length that he can be able to probably guard most power forwards, especially the power forwards that are playing in these games today. And he's got a very good off-the-dribble game, sneaky athleticism. I think he almost had a 40-inch vertical leap in the athletic testing. Real good shot, very good off the dribble, very creative, can run pick-and-roll offense. I think he would be a real good fit to back up Ja Morant. It's a guy, one of the backups that we kind of envision for Ja Morant. A guy that can play point guard by himself, but can also play with Ja Morant without, the problems that we have with Tyus of compromising size and defense, because this guy's pretty good defense, despite what the defensive ratings and all that shows. And you can see that the negatives are his rebounding and stuff. That's because Tankathon has him basically listed as a small forward, but he basically played point guard at Santa Clara, like I said. And like I said, he would be perfect at 29. All right, so moving on to our next pick, we got the 47th pick in the 2022 draft, NBA draft. And I would have the Grizzlies selecting small forward, power forward, Justin Lewis out of Marquette. 6'7.5" with a 7.2.5 inch wingspan. And you can see where I'm going with this draft strategy of getting some long, versatile wing guys to put next to Ja, Jaren, Bain, to increase the length of the team and hopefully some, even though other than Beauchamp, these guys aren't really particularly high functional on-the-court athletes. These guys are very skilled. Justin Lewis is what I call a power wing. He would be somebody that would come in. He'd probably come in first year and be on a two-way contract and, see how it goes, depending on the roster space and things like that, if we made any trades or anything like that. But I like Justin Lewis. He's a big guy, big, strong guy. As you can see, 235 pounds. ESPN has him, I guess, number 71. His shooting is pretty average. He shot a lot. As you can see, he shot 5.2 attempts. He basically played power forward at Marquette. Did have a negative assist to turnover ratio. But at pick 47, you can't really be too picky. This is a guy that you take a second-round flyer on. I like his off-the-dribble game. I like his power game on offense. He's a pretty average defender, but his physicality, his length, you never know when they get to the pros and what you can mold him onto, because he has the physical tools to be able to do the things that you need him to do on defense. And like I said, this is the guy that we're talking about playing as the 9th, 10th man in the rotation. So I would like a guy who's got the skills. His shooting might need a little help, but he's basically a little skill, work on his finishing, pretty decent rebounder, decent passer, average on defense. But like I said, these are the guys that this Friday, May 20th, 2022, 5 weeks before the draft, this is who I would have the Grizzlies taking at this point in time. We're going to do this every Friday until draft time. So we got at least 4 more. And then draft week, we'll probably be doing them every day as new information comes in about the draft. So we don't know how this is going to go. Will the Grizzlies keep having the 22nd, 29th, and 47th pick in the 2022 draft? I don't know. Probably won't know until draft day. So these will probably keep going. But, last year, the Grizzlies made their move early in the draft and things changed. So, hey, with Kane Klyman being the GM of the Memphis Grizzlies, anything can happen on draft day. He's known to go get the players that he wants in the draft, and usually the player that he goes and gets is a productive player. So this is an exciting time of the year for the Memphis Grizzlies. Anything can happen. Last year we had the 17th pick only, and we ended up with the 10th and the 30th pick in the draft. So, hey, like I said, you never know what miracles can be worked during the draft time, and I am looking forward to this draft cycle because, like I said earlier, there are a lot of players in this draft that I like. At least probably about 20 non-lottery picks that I like for the Grizzlies. And we have 3 picks to get them with, and I'm talking non-lottery picks. So we're talking about, and this is not even including any centers and any point guard only players. There are 20 guys that I really, really like. I'm not going to say really, really like, but I like decently enough that I would be excited for the Grizzlies to pick them. And I'm looking forward to going and see these guys in Summer League. I already got my room reserved. Hope to see you guys there. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications, and like this video, and share it with the other Grizz fans or anybody who might like the NBA draft. Peace.